Hello. Good morning. Thank you very much for coming over for this section. It's going to be like a 25-minute section, but today, first of all, I'll give a little bit background about what we see in cloud space for enterprise in Hong Kong. And then we'll have a small panel discussion about, we have some industry leaders to share with us how do they actually go through their cloud journey, and also how they actually go through their digital transformation. Now, HKT, I guess you guys know that this is a telecom company, but I have to tell you that we have already transformed. We're not just a telco. We're still a telco, but we actually go beyond telco. We are being an ICT service provider, and we actually do quite lots of new initiatives, new solutions like cloud solution, IoT solutions, AI projects. Say, for example, for cloud, because we talk about cloud today. Now, for cloud, we actually started our cloud practices around 5 years ago. Now, in the past, 5 years before, we actually talked about, well, enterprise in Hong Kong. Do they actually want to have cloud? At that time, people still have questions about that. Last year, we actually talked about how we actually implement to do cloud with the initiative of IoT. 2 years ago, we foresee that we need to have multi-cloud. Now this year, our focus is actually about digital transformation. How can we actually leverage on cloud, the power of cloud to do digital transformation? And we believe that all industry basically affected by digital transformation. Now the question is about whether or not you want to be digitally transformed. Now the question or the result is, are you going to be disrupted, or you want to go to disrupt others? Now digital transformation is something like, if you want the company to continue, you may need to think about what you need to do about digital transformation. Now, very latest, some comments from market research group, say Gartner. They say 2/3 of all business leaders believe that the companies have to pick up digitalization to remain competitive. And also, McKinsey is saying that digital transformation is not an IT problem. It's actually a business problem. And there's another article from McKinsey saying digital transformation is now on the shoulder of CEO. It's no longer an IT problem. And at the same time, when we do digital transformation, one very important element is the pace. Say, for example, you want to do transformation, but you're not doing fast enough. Now, that will be another problem, because at the end of the day, other people are actually getting faster than you, and you're going to be the one to be disrupted. Digital culture, we need to have a culture. First of all, innovation. We have to do innovative ideas, doing marketing, doing new product, doing the way we want to serve customer, innovation. But that's not enough. We have to be centralized on customer. We cannot do digital transformation by using technology for the sake of using technologies. We have to have digital first in mind, mobile first in mind. This is common, this is understandable. One very important, we got to have open-minded, and we need to collaborate. Now, in HKT, we believe we have an ecosystem strategy, meaning that we need to work with partners, we need to work with customers, because at the end of the day, digital transformation actually affects the way we do business in the past. How do we do business in the past? We just look into what is our capabilities inside an organization. Now we actually need to collaborate. Last but not the least, as I said before, we need to do it really, really quick. Otherwise, other people will be getting faster than you, and they will be the one going to be succeed, and you will be the one going to be disrupted. So about a next generation, a little bit more on IT. Well, we have a stack. We normally, knowing that there is different levels of capabilities, be it hardware. Now in the past, we have server storage. Now we have different clouds. And then we have different capabilities. We have middleware. We have application. We have new application. We have legacy application. But now we see that let's make it more simple. Digital transformation sometimes also talks about simplicity. How can we do that? Can we say multi-cloud as a platform, as the basic idea, but at the same time, we need to have the internal capabilities to do one part of the work. Now we have lots of work to do. We understand from a CEO perspective, from the CIO perspective, from COO perspective, there are lots of initiatives. One of them is actually digital transformation, but I would say that there will be options that you may consider to have managed service provider to help you to do some of them. Cloud is something that underneath, but that's not enough. You need to have your own team to do that, and also maybe you need to have a collaboration with managed service providers. Now in HKT, we also believe in digital transformation, because as a telco, you all understand we have been selling lines, okay? A number of telephone lines, number of broadband lines. Now we're actually providing services. Now we're actually providing solutions. So our internal system has to be kind of transformed. We actually started off our digital transformation journey around 2 years ago, and we're still undergoing digital transformation. Now our experience is that you cannot say that I would take another 18 months to do digital transformation and then get stopped. Basically, we see that it's going to be an iterative process, and we need to commit lots of resources to do that. Now, I'm being one of the steering team members to do digital transformation within HKT. We see that technology is one part of the equation. Another very important part of the equation is how we actually manage people, how to encourage people, how to let our colleagues understand the importance of digital transformation. Now, our strategy here, you can see, is the roles experience. We want to make our services, make the way we serve our customer really roles. First of all, it's going to be real time. It's going to be on demand. Now, on demand is very, very much like how we deliver cloud service to our customer. But it's not just cloud service to internally only, but also external. So it's going to be like our internal system have to have the resources provided to the business on an on-demand basis. And also online, and sometimes we need to do DIY, okay, let our customer to do DIY, and also our internal customer DIY. And last but not the least is actually social media. We need to engage using social media to engage with our customers. So this is our transformation. So that's why I tell you that we are transforming. We transformed in the sense that we are no longer telecom. We are ICT provider, but we're still transforming. So next, there will be our industry leaders sharing. Now today, I'll be inviting two very, very prestigious enterprise customer of HKT, but also a very prestigious industry leader. The first one is actually from Levi Style. We'll have Eddie Chen. Eddie Chen is the CEO of Levi Style. And Levi Style is a leading fashion design and manufacturing company, and which has more than 50 years of history in Hong Kong. It's actually 62 years. Now, Eddie has a very rich experience in textile and garment industry, and a very, very strong educational background. Now, he's being a doctor of business administration, and also he has master's degree in finance analysis, marketing, and being a bachelor of accounting. And he's also a chartered associate of the Textile Institute. And other prestigious panelist today is Kevin Low. Kevin is actually the executive director of eBroker System. eBroker System is a leading broker support system service provider. And Kevin has over 16 years of experience in software industry and more than a decade experience of applying latest technology for solving problems in the finance industry. And he also possesses master's degree in information system management and being a bachelor in computer engineering. Now, without further ado, I'd like to invite Eddie and also Kevin on stage, and then we can start our panel discussion today. Thank you. So once again, thank you to gentlemen, to leaders coming over. So to start with, can both of you give some brief introduction of your organization and also your role in the organization, obviously, was CEO. Maybe perhaps Eddie can help us to start first.
All right. Well, first off, thanks HKT invite us. Well, the first time when I received this invitation, I asked, are you sure you want to invite a so traditional industry to share this? But well, Steve said, well, that is the major differences about the digital transformation. So, well, Steve already mentioned, Liver Style is a company with a 62-year history. So the first 50 years, we were like a lot of other industrial players. We established our company in Hong Kong. We were from a manufacturer. So we actually were specialists in shirt manufacturing. So for 50 years, we run our business in that way. And until last decade, everything changed. And well, quota end, competition comes. Well, all other countries join into this market competition. And we transform ourselves from a manufacturer to become a platform player. We want to serve our customer more, like providing multi-location production flexibility. We do different products. Instead of just shirt, we almost like do everything. We want to be a wardrobe for our customer. So whatever except the leather jacket or underwear, we almost like handle everything. And well, our mission is to be the supply chain solution provider. Our vision is to be the incubator of new brands.
Okay. Kevin?
Okay. Thanks for Steve for inviting me to have a chance to share my experience with all. eProker System is a fintech company established in year 2000, which we do not have a long history as Liver Style. We are providing different various system software solution at different layers to service the financial institution. From very basic, the order management system, client trading application, to back office system to do client management and settlement handling. And also, we also have advanced systems like program trading, DMA solutions, and currently very hot is the wealth management system. We are providing all different kinds of systems to help the financial institution to service the market.
Okay, good. So go straight to digital transformation. Yeah. So can you share with us what are the digital transformation projects that your organization is currently undergoing, and what problem do you want to address from all these digital transformation initiatives?
All right, that can be long. We handled quite a lot recently because many financial institutions is facing one problem is the client requiring the system running longer and longer time. Before it's only 9 to 6, but now they are trading overseas market and they need to run like 24/7, which before many financial institutions just host their system and do set up server rooms in their office, but which the facility, the environment is not very suitable for that, to run the system in that long hours. So there's a key problem that they face, and to solve it very easily, if they put it to data center, the environment is very already ready to handle that kind of operations. And so, but moving that, they usually facing one problem is the change and the time that's required. And before, it's not that easy. Like in year 2000, at the beginning, there's ASP many talked about, and also the data. It's also one key question that they go out of hand, which not in their system, in their control, total control anymore. but with the technology advanced, and now they still can see, even they put their system in data center in the cloud platform, they are still in control. They have the thing is protected. They still can access their data easily, and they still can handle the operation easily. And that's the way.
Kevin, you mentioned about data. When we talk to enterprise customers, one of the questions they always ask is about, well, I'll move our workloads or data in the cloud, I have no control of it. How do you actually deal with data sovereignty? Because the finance industry really, really strict on that area.
Yes, that's true. And also, now with the technology advanced, before, in order to secure the data, they need to do lease line to connect directly to the data center, and that's very expensive, and the operation cost is high. But now with better firewall and also the VPN, and even like HKT providing the VPN service that they can subscribe easily, and that protected the way they can use the data.
So there will be security practices we need to put in place to actually solve a data sovereignty problem.
Yes.
Okay. So Eddie, how about your side? Digital transformation. What problem you want to address? You want to have a go into a bigger market because you talk about from an OEM now it's ODM. You do design as well, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot, but fundamentally, I would say 4 things drive for all this digital transformation. The first one is the flexibility. So how flexible we are in terms of the business, in terms of whatever solution we are able to provide to our customer. The second point is the speed. So you can't wait for too long. In our industry, in back to those old days, when customers say, hey, this year good business, so I want more capacity, please build one more factory. It took us more than a year from scratch to build a building, get the workers, training. Sure. So nowadays, everything got to be related to the speed. Okay. The third one, of course, is about the value. I would not just say cost, but, we got to be maintained as competitive. And finally, it's all about customer satisfaction. So quality, nowadays, no people mention about quality. It's given. So everybody, if you are not in the quality level, well, fundamentally, you are out. But how you can focus your customer need and then provide that kinds of services is the major. So if you talk about driver, these 4 are it. And talking about the digital transformation, it's also very related to these 4 factors. The first one, I feel like, back to those old days, in all different industry, I guess our industry, for those young boys and girls, they don't need to go to the gym. They all the time they can handle those box file, moving from here to there, every day have enough exercise, even sitting in the office. So, but nowadays, everybody talking about paperless. And most importantly, when we go to meet up the customer, from those back old days, we print our presentation, give the hard copy to the customer. Nowadays, we bring our laptop, and then we just plug the screen up and then share. We had some experience, like, we have all information put in the presentation PowerPoint, but until the last moment, we found some information is wrong. So it's so embarrassed. You need to change here and there. Well, the digitization helped you to change everything so quickly, so easily. So I guess this is all sorts of things. Mobility is another one. We are traveling around the world. We have a production site all in different countries. So we cannot just only take care, our China headquarters. So we need to be able to, use the solution everywhere. So this driving us to do a lot of digital transformation. Last but not least, if we're thinking about in the past, everything we try to build in-house. So the first thing, we get the right CIO, well, if medium-sized company, at least get the director and then, build a team, learn the technology. It's fast too long. And nowadays, you need a partnership. Okay. You get a right partner, you get the job done.
Okay. Yeah, Eddie, you just mentioned about partnership. So can you give us some ideas? You probably have working with quite lots of system or service providers, especially in the IT and the cloud area. Can you tell us what are the key selection criteria for choosing the right partner?
Well, okay. Well, I always stay with that 4 major key factors. Yeah. So the first thing, again, the flexibility. Well, during these years, we've been talking with a lot of the service provider, but many times we find a lot of the service provider, they are not compatible to each other. So you use one service, you're being locked up by that services. And well, it's difficult to transfer and migrate. And that's why we feel the flexibility of the service provider or solution provider got to provide this kind of flexibility. And the second thing is punctuality. Well, when we deploy a system, implement something, we're talking about day or hours count. Well, so if we run a project like the O365, we plan for like 6 months. We need to be so accurate by that day, the job being done. So the punctuality is the one. And of course, the value. Well, value is 2 things. Cost is just the denominator, but value actually is the numerator. Yeah. So sometimes bring the special value. That is important. At the same time, also, the partners got to be, considerate enough to thinking about what's the application is best suited to your company. Yeah. And in that way, they give you the solution rather than sell their products. Yeah. So this is those sorts of importance. The last but not least, of course, partnership. And the service provider is looking for long-term, is really thinking along with you, like over a year, over 3 years, how they can help you to establish your business.
Okay. Kevin, digital transformation, partner selection.
Yes, partnership is the key. And as Eddie said, it's punctuality and fast response. And as service provider, from the service provider's end, there's many, especially about the digital transformation, there's many factors in it, that many things that you need to get into control to meet the time to deliver. And so the partnerships is, and one thing is really need to work together. The service provider, maybe there's things that, something that's give and take, that in order to have the timing control and have the solutions to be ready and as expected.
Okay. So flexibility, actually on time, really committed are those areas that you think when you select a service provider they need to have. Okay. So I understand, time is running short, but still I want to have one last question for each of our panelists. Maybe Kevin first. Okay. Now you are an IT guru. I talked to you. You're a really experienced IT leader. So what advice will you give to us, give to audience when enterprise consider to move workloads to cloud, to new technologies? What advice? Internal, external?
For external, really a good partner is that you really need to source for, and it's not just one partner. Yeah. It's multiple, and you need to really have the team to work together. And if one just tiny bit failed, and it can break the whole things apart. Okay. And so really get multiple partners to work together to have the same goal, which is one very important key. Yeah. For internal, really, it's a change. And the change really must be embraced by the whole company. And if we see a case that if just the CEO wants to push forward, but the vision is not really visualized by the staffs, and some of them just do it half-hearted, the result won't be good. Okay. And so the vision is also one key important factor internally.
So internal to have vision, external to have the right partners.
Right.
To actually work together. So Eddie, you are actually, well, CEO, you look after everything. So we believe that there are quite lots of our IT professionals here. So what is your expectation of CIO doing technology, doing information management in terms of helping you as a CIO to drive or even accelerate digital transformation project?
I feel the stress here.
Well, again, I always loop it back to the 4 fundamental factors. So the first thing is I feel as a CIO, he got to be open-minded enough, be able to expose to all different kinds of possibility, technology, trend. So this is the first thing. The second thing is I feel CIO nowadays actually need a very strong project management mindset. So a lot of time, a project, how we can get it, along the way as what expected. It's all about project management. So that is something probably is not purely talking about IT-related topic, but project mindset is important. Yeah. Well, the third one, again, when you see a lot of a different solution given by different vendors, service provider, you have to pick the most core value of their services and apply to the company need. So a lot of time it's not like, hey, there's a new things happen in the market, then you immediately pick up. You see which one is the really the cost-effective, most important helping the company transform. Okay. Last but not least, as actually we mentioned a lot, is the partnership and win-win situation. Yeah. Well, be it you as a CIO, you are major supporting partners to the business partner. So whatever business you need to understand their need. And then in between is not you sell your project, but how you can help them to get the business done. Externally, you work with those service provider. How this service provider can really help you out. That is very important. End of the day, it's not from one side. It's always thinking about the win-win from both sides. So this is what my 2 cents.
But being open-minded, have a mindset, understanding user and win-win situation. Thank you very much for our panelists, Eddie and Kevin. I actually learned quite a lot with them. I actually go to LeafStyle to understand a little bit more about that. No, I pick up one thing I think is really echo what we have to understand, what we have to do. LeafStyle in the website say, we make what you sell, not sell what you make. Okay? Say, for example, as an IT solution provider, we cannot design solution. We can only design solution that is what our customer needs. We cannot just sell what we design. I think this is a really good motto that we have to remember every day. So thank you once again for Eddie and also Kevin. And as time goes, we actually have just one tiny minute about a wrap up about digital transformation. We believe that digital transformation is going to happen everywhere, every business. And a very important element is actually we have the people, we have the technology, and also we have managed service provider to help you. So we're going to have lots of story in our social media. So let's follow us in HKT Enterprise Solution on LinkedIn and also Facebook. And also we have a booth on your left-hand side, my right-hand side, E25. Have a look and then give some comment, feedback to us so that we can serve you better. Remember, HKT, we are here to serve you along your digital transformation journey. Thank you very much.